Alright, I thought I'd continue on with my drawing here. We're going to need a lot of different views, and actually this has to be split up as separate machining functions because there's going to be separate G codes in here for different functions. One thing that I did, and I want to go back to, in the last video, when I made the measure, could have been a video before, when I made the measurement from the face here to where this point intersects. If you remember when I measured that, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. And I watched the video, and then all of a sudden I realized somebody's going to go, oh my God, he measured that wrong. And it's because the way I did it, it wasn't really in view, and I want to show you what I did. So coming back to the part here, what I did when I measured this was I took and held it like this, okay, and I got a measurement from here to where the these two lines right here and right here intersect up into this part. Just a guided measurement. Now, you probably saw me measuring from the outside of this parallel, and what I failed to show you I did was before I measured this, I zeroed the caliper on the parallel. So um, if you want to use something as a bar or something like that, if you put your caliper on there first, zero your caliper. Hold on, it's stupid. Okay, zero your caliper on the actual parallel, then whatever its thickness is will no longer count. And um, you can see I have 1.040. So I mean, it looked like I made a mistake measuring it because I didn't actually show you what I did. Now my caliper's off, so I'd have to close it and re-zero it. But just backing up to that just a little bit, if you saw what you thought was a mistake, or it was a mistake, I should have said what I did. Okay, next thing we need to do, um, we've got right now, we have this view, which is in the drawing, the part sits like this. I'm sorry, I'm holding it upside down. So this is top, this is bottom, this is front, and this is back. And that gets confusing sometimes to people because if you say the back, they think that's the back. It's how you're facing the part this way. So this top, bottom, front, and back. So what I'm going to do is in the drawing, I'll show you how you can put text in your drawing and actually mark that. And then we need to add two more drawings because I'm sorry, obviously when I flip this over, even though the outer line looks the same, um, it's not. It's narrower here, so we need to do some changes here and drawing for the back side. A bottom, excuse me. See, I'm doing it for the bottom, and we need to draw this side yet. So, um, first thing I want to do is show you how to put some text on here. Put a box where you want it to label something. Then click on text. Now, once you click on text in this box, type what you want. And let's see, I'm going to put this is top. I'm going to move that down into the box. And then if you look up here in the top, now it says comments to machinists. You got to make sure that's highlighted. Then click back on your screen. You'll see your text will show up in red. Now I need to back out of my drawing a little bit. Draw another box above this. And this is front. So we'll just put another box there. Hold on, I got to click off of it. There we go. You want to click on text, come in there, and this is front. Put it where I want it. Click off of it, and you can see it's red. I'll click back on it, and you can see it says comments to machinist. It's not part of the drawing, but it's just when we take this over into D2 and C, we'll be able to delete things out of our drawing that we don't want. It's just for reference. Next thing I want to do is I want to draw some alignment lines from here over. We can line off that point and make sure it's 0. Hit enter. Draw a line off the base, lower corner. Make sure it's 0. Hit enter. I'm going to move over, let's say, an inch off the edge here. So we'll just draw another line, an inch. Make this 0. Make this 1. Alright. Actually, I needed this one down here. Oh, I'll put it there. Hang on. I'm going to draw a line from here down. Make it 270. Draw just a small, I don't even need a line there. I got a snap point. Okay. So, what this is now we're going to take and we're going to select the whole top view, because the outside picture of this top view is going to be the same from the back, with a few exceptions. So we're going to take this, and so we'll have most of it already drawn. Right click on it, say copy. It dropped it right on top of it. Move it out. Okay. Might help if I said paste. Click off of it. Right click on it again. I'm sorry, right click over here. I'm a little tired today. It drops it right on top of it. Now I got it. Okay. So I can come in here, and I do need to put a line up because I missed that. Alright, we're just going to drop that one there for right now. I'm going to click on the screen, leave that there. I'm going to select this one. I don't need the box with it. Right click on it, say copy. Right click over here, say paste, pull it out of there. My little square should line up down here in the corner. Let's see if we can get it to snap into place. I want to nudge it. I'm going to nudge 5 thousandths. I have my nudge set to 5 thousandths. We'll see if we can get that corner to highlight. That's close enough for my needs. I'm going to take the lines back out of there. When you go into D2 and C with a drawing that has multiple pictures like this on it, you'll grab 3 of these and delete them off and use just the actual area of the drawing you're working on. So you can use one drawing to hold everything instead of having to do drawing and draw new file, new file, new file, and work your way around through it. I just need a line up here. Straighten it up. I don't need perfect alignment in any of this because I'll tell it where it zeroes to when I do it in D2 and C after I delete everything else off. So we're just going to set it down. Oop. Got to select it all. It's not grouped. Alright, I'm going to move it down and kind of closer into position than what we were. I'm going to use my nudge keys, arrow keys. This is strictly for presentation purposes. It has nothing to do with the mechanical part of this drawing. Okay, we're going to get rid of all these lines. Not that one. That one. Okay. So we have our alignment point for when we delete all the rest of these off ND2 and C. We still have our alignment point here. There's not an actual alignment point down here on this one or this one, and we'll add those later. One way to do it is I will have to draw a line because I can't say 0, 0 and drop the L in there like I did here with this one. This one's aligned with the edge of this drawing simply because I grabbed it and moved it with it. This one doesn't have one. So I'll just have to draw a line down through here and here, and then drop an L on top of it. Or I could actually put a circle there and go up the center. We're going to do it this way. Okay, so going back to the camera with this I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to go run and get me a cup of coffee. I'm about to have sleep here. So, alright, hopefully that wakes me up a little bit. I'm trying something different today. I got a different microphone on here with a different camera. And hopefully I can get everything to sync up to where the sound and the picture don't get out of sync. Getting back to what I was doing, let's go ahead and put our boxes above here. They're just, like I said, for reference. This is going to say bottom. And if you hit your space bar, it'll repeat the same function you just did. So I'm just going to hit my space bar. It's ready to draw another box. You don't have to keep clicking over there. Whatever the last function was, if you hit space bar, you'll repeat it. And I'm going to put a box here. I'm not measuring or sizing any of these. This is going to say top. This one's going to say, I'll click right here. Click A, I'm sorry, over here for letters. Click inside here. Type bottom. Okay. I'm going to grab it, pull it down. There we go. I'm going to click A again, or hit spacebar. So now I got text again. Click inside here, and this is going to be back. Grab it, it'll snap inside the center of the box. Click off the screen. Okay, so we got them labeled. Now, normally when I draw like this, because this drawing is going to be used to produce G-codes, and it's not an actual set of plans for somebody to make something, what I'll do is all the machining functions that go to this part right here, I will put above this so they keeping it in line with it. All the machining functions for this backside, I will put above it. And you'll see that there's a couple of different drawings that have to be used because there's different depths of cuts coming into this. So there's several different machining functions that go on this face to make this part. So same thing here on the top here. All machining functions, drawings for actually producing G-code will go to the left of the top, and then all the drawings for G-code will go to the right for the bottom section. Now, they both look alike right now, so what we need to do is switching back to the cam. Let's see which one we want to work on first. Okay. All right. Let me go back here. We're going to work on this face, the front face. I'm going to go back to the cam, and if you look at this, first off, I'm going to show you something I missed. It might be hard to see. In the top view, I did not put this radius in here. And I need to go back into the top view and add that real quick before I forget to do it. There's a radius where this flat here meets this round. So I need to go in and select that and put that in on both sides. So we'll click here and see there's supposed to be a radius in here. And it's not much, but it definitely would help support this. So I want to select, holding down my control key. I'm going to do this. I've got to ungroup this. Okay. Let's select this one, do the same thing. Okay. I'm going to click off of it. And holding the control key, I want to select all the lines I'm going to add the radius to. I hope this is coming out good because I keep seeing the little standby thing on the screen flash. I think I need a faster computer, more memory, or somebody else to do this. Okay, so I have those selected, and I want to put radiuses in both those corners. Just roughly looking at it, it's 1/4 inch radius. So we'll select line, transform. I'm sorry, I'm still probably too tired to be doing this tonight. Line, corner. It's on 1/4 inch right now. Click OK. Please reduce the rounding radius. Oh, it's telling me I'm putting too big a one in there. Okay. We'll go. Oh, I should have. It wanted to do it itself. Don't do that. So I'm going to hit restart here. Control. I just put too big a radius. It wouldn't fit. So go line, corner. We'll put an 1/8 inch radius in it. I just want to round it a little bit there. 0.125 and click OK. There you go. That looks a little better, except it took these lines out. They weren't, so we're going to delete those. Hold down the control key, I just get them all. And delete them. Go from here to there. Hit Control D 3 more times. And I got it set on 5 thousandths up here, so let's go 0.1 so these things spread out in the future. Alright, I'm going to drop them. Take one, put it up right here. Snap. There's another one. There. And the last one. Goes right here. Sorry, I probably need to speak up. I'm mumbling to myself. Okay, now, if I go back to the camera, you can see that now this area down in here, our drawing looks more like that with the radius in there, and that's not a squared in corner. So next thing I want to do is let me figure it out. We'll go ahead and turn it over and make our drawing look like this side. And the machine work that we're going to do, machining this from this face down, okay, the cutter's going to be coming in this direction, is different than it is from this direction because this is taller here. So when we do this, we need something to represent where this 0 line is down here. But we need to actually just draw this outline, okay? But we also need another one that's going to be wider. We could actually make it the full width, because when this cuts in here, first cut coming in this way is going to go this deep. Alright, and it's going to round the top of these two off across here and round the top off to this height. Alright, now if I hold that and turn this up like this, now you can see this actually carries back in here further. I hope you can see that. It's carrying back further. So there has to be a drawing that shows cutting this to this depth, and then there has to be a drawing showing it cutting it to this depth, and it can't carry through and take this part out. So if that makes any sense, those are machine drawings. The first time we'll just draw it as we see it. Okay. So I feel like a mumbling idiot today, but let's just see here. I need to select all this one. Hit line intersect. Click off of it. Now, going back to the camera here, if you look at the face of this, this is the shape that inside section is, and it doesn't have the extra circle in here. There's no rise to this. This is flat, except for this hump in the center, and there's no reason to draw it because, like I said, our cutter's coming in from this direction. So I'm going to step up, go back to the drawing, select this, delete it out, select this, and delete it out. At this point right here, I want to intersect two lines here. Coming off this corner. Let me leave this for now. I'm going to leave the machine run to this bottom line and go around. I don't have to draw it exactly for this. It won't hurt a bit to let it go past actually where it cuts. I know that's probably a little hard to understand till you actually see it do it. So switching back to the camera, what I'm trying to say is all I need to cut is this face. Okay, so when I select this drawing, I can't have this bottom line in there, but yet it has to be zeroed in the drawing correctly, so that this bottom has to be represented over here in the corner. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to get to. See the difference in heights there if I can turn the camera right. Maybe I need to zoom in more. Let me try that. Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. New software. Let me figure out what I'm doing. Okay. Well, at least it didn't lock up. That's good. All right. If I tip it up this way, you can see that difference in height. This is the very bottom, and then this is higher here. And it's actually an 1/8 inch higher almost. So, see how that fits. All right. So, I'm going to draw it the way you see it for the actual drawing. And then when I draw it over here, I'll draw it the way I actually want to machine it, if that makes any sense. So that looks correct now, except for one thing. There is actually a radius right here in this corner, but I don't need to put it in there because I'm going to cut this out with that 45-degree radius cutter. You know, I'll put it in just because I know it's supposed to be there. Hold on just a second. I'll hold Control down, select these two lines, I don't need to get lazy now. Line, corner, 0.0, 625. Say OK. And put the radius in. Alright. And actually that detached it from the center piece, and I'm going to leave that for a good reason. Now I need to come over here and do the same thing. Holding down the control key. I'm looking at the part and then coming back to my drawing. I need to line ungroup here. I hope this is working out. If you could see this swirly pause thing running here, it's killing me. I just hate seeing that. Okay, control, pick these two. So they actually match. That's going to be ungrouped. Hold down my control key and try to pick them again. Go line, corner, OK. Alright, so I've added in that radius. It detached it from the bottom piece. That's good. That's good as far as when it goes to machine it, because D2NC doesn't get confused about this shape right here when I select it, because it's not attached to this line. It won't see these two as being anything. Hopefully. Where are we at? We can start working on the bottom, see what it looks like. So the bottom, we can leave these two holes in, but basically everything except for the outside shape comes out. So let's just select it all. Go line ungroup. We'll see if we can work our way through here without running into a bunch of groups. Delete. I know this seemed a little slow here. I could hold down a control, but I'm actually using the time to think at the same time. Okay, going back to the camera here. Looking at this straight on from the bottom, if you look here, this line is square underneath these. So we need to come down square here and then intersect with that line below this hole. And I'll go back to the drawing and draw that in for you, because it looks totally different than this side, because we have these radiuses and stuff in here. So it's going to make a difference if you can see the difference in what I'm talking about in the view. I need to draw that box actually square like that. So one thing to note, this void that's in here and the void that's in here, we're not putting them in there. That's just to lighten up this part. This void that's in here and here, that's just to lighten up the part once again. So it uses less material as far as they're concerned. It serves no purpose. Nothing sits in these holes. So we're going to leave the full material in there and then cut out here so this sits down. So get the proper heights. So let me go back to the drawing, and I'll finish up these corners here the way they actually go. Probably the easiest way to do this is to draw lines starting from here, passing through, tell it it's straight up and down. And I'm sure there's probably a different way to do it, but starting from here, passing through, tell it straight across. This is definitely CAD design for dummies, because I didn't read a book, didn't go to school. I literally just had to teach myself how to use this thing. So, and I never did mechanical drawing before, so I'm just drawing what I'm looking at. All right. I'm going to select everything. And here I got to be kind of careful to not get line on line. We're going to intersect. And I want to concentrate on this section in here first and see what it did. Sometimes it takes the double lines out, sometimes it doesn't. It did. Okay, so I can hit an undo. If you recall, I put a line on top of that line, but it's automatically fixing that. So I'm going to say paste, up, edit, undo. Let's hit undo twice. I'm just a... There. All right, we put the line back, because now we need to take this this radius out. We don't need it for what the machine operation here at this point. We don't need this line, the outer two, and the inner two. Okay, switch back to camera. Let me go back here. Get it lined up the way it is in the picture with them holding it. Okay, now if you notice, the bottom here looks like the actual picture. So now what we're going to have is, we're going to have another square that's sitting right here. We're going to have another square that's sitting right here with the cutout in it. And then if you remember what I told you before, these two holes are actually longer this way for 1/8 of an inch in the base here. So we want to draw these two holes in a little bigger than the two above it. We want to draw this in full size with this extra cutout in here. And we'll just draw this as a square, and then later on we'll cut this out as a machining operation. So let me see if I can go back and do that. Alright, let me go back to the camera here. Alright, the hole's actually wider down in here. So it's the exact same height. So to represent that, I'm just going to measure it in here. And it's 0.658 longer. So we can take this, draw from here to here, and then tell it its length is 0.658. Hit enter. Move it over where it belongs. Snap to the other corner. There we go. Hit Control D. Duplicate it. If I snap it into position here, I'm going to nudge it. All right. Now I'm going to select these, tell it to intersect. Delete out these inner lines. Well, that was stranger depiction. Okay, let's see if we got double lines here. Yes, we do. Now see, I had them on the one side, but I don't have them on the other. We'll just click on Edit, Undo. And I see why. If you look, boy, you'd have to zoom really, really close in. These two lines, this little line and this line over here, are not intersected. And let me see a better way to show this. You really got to watch for this kind of stuff. See that little tiny line? It's not hooked to this line right here. I'm going to hit delete. Delete them both. And just go ahead and put a full line across there. Alright, so we got the two bigger holes in the bottom there. Next thing we want to work on going back to the camera, is in this section right here, this actual box that's coming across here lines up with the bottom of this. Alright, I'm going to take this at full width from here to here. I'll take it to full height. Okay, then I'm going to measure a box this size, drop it in there, and intersect everything and cut out the pieces I don't need. So I'll cut this out afterwards. So this section lines up, like I said, with the bottom of this. So I'll go ahead and measure that. You don't need to see me measure. A lot of this is probably ridiculous, but some people might be getting something out of it. Okay, it's 0.737 by 2.7. I'll find a little spot to draw. Point 737 at 2.7. Let me verify that. Make sure my caliper is zeroed and not still set for the parallel. Alright, 2.7. Now this will come down and actually lines up. I have to center it. Now see, this is where I'm going to have a problem. And the way to do this is draw a line. I'll show you how to get it to snap to where you want with just a couple extra lines. Pick this top corner, back edge back here. Swing in. Pick that corner over there. Come here. At the bottom, draw a line straight up, intersecting the center of this line. May not have needed that one, but I'm going to throw it in there anyway. Select your part and bring it down and set it on that. And see how it snapped to where it belongs now? Just click off screen, pick the last line, delete it, pick this line, delete it. Now, I need to measure that little pocket that's cut out of in here, length and height. Hold on just a second, I got a phone call. Alright, I'm back again. Now I need to take this section out of here. So, okay, sorry about the interruptions. It's not going to interrupt when you watch it. I'm sorry I'm